Hey guys, thank you so much for joining us today for the video here at the residence of Owen, which is the guaranteed real estate investment. We've created this video to simplify what this investment really is and to help you understand what it is you're actually buying. So the overview of the building is the residence of Owen. It's developed by Ballantree Homes, which is currently in its pre-construction phase. And it's located at 57 Owen Street in Barrie, very close to the beach, very close to a lot of amenities in Barrie. The residence of Owen has about a total of 278 units that range from 500 square feet to 1,000 square feet. And what makes this really unique and different than any other investment you've purchased is that it comes with a 5-year lease guarantee with an option of an existing 5 after the fact. And it comes with an optional exit strategy. So when Ballantree Homes, Gillum, and Traditions were planning this build, they planned it more geared towards a senior residence. So they're going to have things a la carte that are going to be geared towards seniors residents, hence why Tradition Senior Housing is involved, okay? And when they created this, they wanted to make a win-win situation for both the investor and the senior residents living in the building. So how they did it was basically a 5-year guaranteed rental for the investor and an exit strategy that would allow the renter to buy back your unit after 5 years at market value. Okay. So how does that work? It's basically on closing a pre-lease for 5 years. So 5 years guaranteed rental income, property management paid by the renter, maintenance fees paid by the renters, utilities paid by the renters, all repairs and maintenance are included. Okay. Now, in terms of the exit strategy, let's say, hey, 5 years have gone by, everything's been great. The leasing decides, you know what, we're going to buy back this unit. How does this work? Basically, they have to buy it back at market value. Okay. Now, what happens if the market is worse than it was when we bought it? Unlikely, but we have something called market protection. So they're actually not allowed to buy it less than you've purchased it. So there is market correction protection here. Okay. There's no special assessments and it's vacancy protected. Now, it's important to note that that's in the first 5 years. If they want to continue on renting for an additional 5, it's year over year, and they still have that right to exercise the optional exit strategy to purchase, which as an investor, it's more or less in our favor because we'd actually make more. Okay. Moving forward, how do we make this money? Where does it come from? It basically comes from 3 different directions. Mortgage depreciation, being the money that's being paid off that mortgage every month, year over year, will accumulate. The cap rate cash flow, meaning the positive cash flow income coming in every month for the next 5 years. And also the equity that's going to be earned on this property, the growth, the equity, the capitalization growth of the value of this property. So what's the project objective? Our objective, not including equity, guys, okay, putting aside equity, just on mortgage depreciation and on positive cash flow, we're looking to earn anywhere between 14 to 16% on your return on investment year over year, okay? So we have to understand the market and we have to understand how this investment actually works. I know this sounds great, but how does it work? Well, before we get into that, we'd like to talk about who our target audience is. We're looking for anybody to invest $100,000 to $200,000 for a secure long-term investment in returns in real estate. Okay, guys? And we've simplified the numbers for you. And I'm going to reiterate again, what I'm going to be showing you does not include the equity and capitalization rate of the value of the property. The actual investment pro forma that I've done here is simply on the mortgage depreciation, being the money being paid off in the next 5 years, and the positive cash flow. So as an example, I'm going to take you through the Fairview, which is Suite 407, which is 634 square feet, okay? So currently, right now, which can change, but at this moment, the unit is $508,900. We accounted for about $20,000 of closing costs, which would take our cost to $528,900. Okay, That would be the cost of this unit, including the estimated closing cost. So your total investment, 20% down, plus the initial closing cost is $121,780. That is your buy-in for this unit, okay? You would have a mortgage amount starting from the first day of $407,120. Now, we have below this, we've accounted for the rental revenue. So these are the actual rental revenue for this unit. And we've accounted for the expense at about $24,500. Now we've accounted at a mortgage rate of 2.54% locked in for 5 years. We've included insurance at about $1,200 a year and yearly taxes at about $3,200. So that's where we're getting this total of $24,500. And on the right side here, you can see the net cash flow yearly income. So as you can see here on the first side, the rental revenue actually goes up year over year. And when we deduct the actual revenue versus the cost, we're left with positive cash flow. Okay, guys? Now, let's say we sold it back on the 5th year for what we paid for it, $508.99. We can see that our mortgage from $407 has gone down to $328,140. So we've actually earned $78,980 on the pay down of mortgage off the rental income. Okay? So that's a plus, and that's just base. That's just base, guys, on the same price we've paid, okay? And when we actually look at the positive net cash flow that we've earned over that 5 years, it comes out to about $20,508. So our actual total positive cash return is about $99,488. So what happens when we divide that with our initial investment? We actually get a rate of return of 81%, okay? Now, granted, that was over a course of 5 years. So we divide that total percentage by 5, and we can see that our actual rate of return, not including the equity, just on mortgage depreciation and on total positive cash flow, is about 16.32%, okay? And this is one of the smaller units that we're offering at a $508,000. We have units that are close to $1 million. So these numbers do change depending on the unit you decide to go with. Now, here are some units just to give you an example of square footage and size, number of bedrooms, exposure, where the prices actually start from, where they end up, and the rental revenue per month for each of the units, okay? A lot of people ask, Pasquale, do we need to pay this $20,000, up front or 20% up front? No, the deposit structure is $5,000 with the offer, a balance of 5 in 30 days, 5% in 210, 5% in 390, and 5% in 570. It's a total of 20% in a course of 2 years, okay? It's also important to just make note here of the building features and as well as the suite features that these come with. So this is the team. If you guys are interested in purchasing what I call a no-brainer investment or guaranteed investment, you can reach out to one of the team members here that's posted. Our names, numbers, emails, everything is there. And that concludes the session. Thank you so much for joining in, and I hope you've enjoyed it.